of the day, the topic being business initiatives for food and nutraceuticals. To moderate this session, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Nilesh Lele, President, Chamber for Advancement of Small and Medium Businesses. A warm welcome to Nilesh. Thank you so much for moderating this session. I would like to invite our esteemed panelist, Mr. Mahesh Bharti, Head R&D, H&H Healthcare and Cosmetics Private Limited, Facilities in Indore. A warm welcome to Mahesh. Thank you so much, Mahesh, for joining us today. And we have Mr. Yusuf Inamdar, Director Industry, Startup Research and Operational Technology, Joint Services Innovative and Indigenization Center, Ministry of Defense. Thank you so much, Yusuf. Nilesh, over to you.
Hello. Thank you. So, good afternoon all, and welcome to this panel discussion. We'll be joined by another panelist, Dr. Prabodh Halde, shortly. He's on his way. So, before that, I would like to give a brief background. Yesterday also we had a panel on food, food and beverages. So, as we all know, roti, kapada or makan, right? They are the three essentials. And especially during the COVID, food industry especially did well in many aspects, was not impacted. And that is why a lot of young entrepreneurs are actually turning towards food. Nutraceutical is another segment which I believe is, and sir can correct me, stands at around 16,000 crore as we speak, and is growing double digits. The overall food industry, agri and food together, stands at around 30 lakh crore or 450 US billion dollars. So we are here to learn more, and we have Yusuf Bhai here, who's actually working very closely with the armed forces. So if you are having any brands and want to get into the armed forces, the CSDs or the other supply chain, because if I'm not wrong, I think our armed forces, including their families, around 1.5 crore population is related to armed services and their families, right? So that's almost 1.5 to 2% of, or at least 1% of India's population, to whom the CSDs and other categories they cater to. So it's a very good opportunity for you to, of course, network and connect with Yusuf Bhai afterwards, so in case you want to get into the armed services or the armed forces, the supply chain or the value chain that caters to them. So I will now hand it over to Mahesh sir, and he can talk about his own company and the products and how they are also working on the nutraceutical as well as the health aspects in their business and in their products. Over to you, Mahesh sir.
Greetings to everybody. As you are aware that everybody in drugs, pharmaceuticals is various regulatory guidelines, and all over world, if we want to cure anything, we are going for pharmaceuticals. But now scenario since last, I can say few decades changed, and there are guidelines for like that name nutraceuticals come out, and like starting from nutraceuticals, everybody in at home also we are taking that food like a medicine, even tulsi we are taking. So although you can say academic wise or from research based, it's from 1979, RLL Regional Research Lab Jammu, they come up with some bioenhancer. That bioenhancers are like piperine or that black pepper which we are saying. So they made that combination. They told if we are just taking that extract, its viability is reduced. Now, what is viability for general public? Like if we are taking 500 mg curcumin, so in blood actually it going around 9 nanogram. So it is very minute quantity. If you are adding some bioenhancer like black pepper, many times we are using that black pepper, and it's from 9 nanogram, it can reach to 21 nanogram. So that much of benefit happened. And I came across many patients which like in last stage of cancer, wherein they were informed that we need to take curcumin, that concentration, but due to its less viability, they are although they are trying to take a lot of with some side effects, but if we could able to make proper formulation with addition of bioenhancer or nanotechnology, is many companies are coming with nanotechnology, wherein they are showing that viability is also increased. So from curcumin age old we are using it, but then how nutraceutical is helping? So they are giving these additives which will increase your viability. So this is one example which I shared. Now about regulatory perception means what are about uh, in India everybody knows these all things, but when you will check Walmart, Walgreen, CVS, so these international brands, especially in US, you will find that number of our products in like these we are saying that this is we are aware about these products. So these brands are coming internationally. Now if directly any stall from India, we all Indians are like one family. Like what we say that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So when we are checking this all Walmart manufacturing, I personally brought these Walmart products to my company, and when I checked, all are from made in China. So where are we lacking in that case? So startup, everybody is interested. Here many stalls are there. They have at age of 50 also they have good potential. They are saying that means potential in the sense to again startup. So this is like not at age of 23 or at age of 20 or 30 they are starting up. So what are the guidelines? So which are stopping them to launch outside? So then you will find that simple is social guidelines. There are some SEDEX is there or UL is there. So many companies are forming here, but these social guidelines also we are lacking. Nobody means almost you consider that very few people in India knows that these guidelines are exist, and you any company you need to um, like comply to that guidelines. So once these social guidelines are there, then there are some UL guidelines are there that needs to be passed. So UL, we are thinking that this is US FDA or related with that, but it's nothing to do with US FDA. There is a special body from US only. So that body is third party. Third party, you consider that this is somebody in morning told that this is not contract manufacturing, it is collaborative manufacturing. So like that, with that person, they will visit your facility and they will perform this UL audit. And after that audit, then you are free to especially contact them and sell our products. So that if few of them also after this could able to make that happen, then definitely in place of made in China, you can consider this is made in India. So here, lot of talent is available, better than any country. So that information is required. Right now, from my side, I can say that I'm working as a head R&D in H&H Healthcare and Cosmetics Limited. This company has Asia's #1 plant capacity-wise for nutraceutical, and we are right now performing various audits for NSF for this international market, and this huge capacity is available for third-party manufacturing. So this is one part, and we are helping customer not only to just manufacture, to help them for like these guidelines, to make them aware about guidelines and what is the market potential outside. Uh, so this is initial thing. We will discuss after Yusuf ji also will discuss some points. Then again we will discuss if you have any queries. Yeah. So that's all from my side. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mahesh bhai. So how many of you are into nutraceuticals? Anybody manufacturing nutraceuticals? Yes, no, maybe want to get into it. So sir made a couple of important points. One was bioavailability of curcumin increases with black pepper extract, right? So this is very important, right? So we need to understand that, okay, just consuming curcumin is not enough if it is not bioavailable, right? So innovation is important, understanding the science behind it is important, right? Secondly, he also referred to the nutraceutical. So prior to 2011, we had PFA, FPO and the other regime. FSSAI regime was not there, and that's where this whole concept of nutraceutical came in, where food can be actually consumed like medicine. So in 2016, the nutraceutical regulation under FSSAI has come under it. How many of you are familiar with it, read it? It's very important because there are more than 300 botanicals that are approved under the 2016 regulation. So you can actually add those to your nutraceutical formulations, right? Like he mentioned ashwagandha and few others. Thirdly, last year, Ayurvedic Ahar standard has been defined by FSSAI. So any of your formulation which is under Ayush or as Ayurvedic, you were finding a little bit of a challenge to export it. But under the Ayurvedic Ahar, you can actually export it as with an FSSAI license. So it opens up a complete domain for exporting some of these nutraceutical or some of the Ayurvedic formulations, right? So please go and read the Ayurvedic Ahar regulation also if possible. It has given a huge opportunity because in the global market, when it comes to herbal and other kind of formulations, China and India, even though we grow same types of plants or medicinal plants or herbs, they have more than 16% market share, whereas India has only 0.3% market share. So that was one of the reasons why the Ayush Ministry has worked closely with FSSAI to come up with this standard, where actually, because as we all know, curcumin or turmeric can be food, can be medicine also, right? Can be turmeric, can be under Ayurvedic formulation. So please go and take a look at the nutraceutical regulation, take a look at the Ayurvedic Ahar regulation, and a lot of opportunities, especially in the export markets, are opening up because of the the framework that the FSSAI and other ministries are putting together. Okay. So with this, Yusuf bhai, we would like to know. I am a manufacturer myself. We always struggle with finding buyers. So how we can find buyers, especially in the defense domain, is what we would like to know from you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Myself, Yusuf Inamdar. I'm in Director of Industry, Joint Services Innovation Center. It is a Ministry of Defense. As rightly Bharti sir said, exactly, even I don't know what is the requirement of the food for Indian Army. Generally, we supply it through our one supply chain management. But as rightly said, the particular food with the particular nutrition, that is the more important. Last week, we are in particular area where we saw the horrible conditions of the food, not only with the armed forces, with the common public also, but it's a very fair point. And as our Honorable Prime Minister started the Atmanirbhar India domain, so now Indian Army has taken the initiative to help the startups in all formats, not only with the agriculture, it may be in the software, it may be artificial intelligence, material science, whatever, the construction, whatever. An important thing that we are giving the technology support, financial support, then we have also tie-up with our friendly nations, which is the country count is 172. And we can offer you to use our brand also. Like Stroth is the official brand of Ministry of Defense. So we can arrange direct top-level meetings with any government official or ministry, direct one-to-one. It is a very big platform for Indian Army. You just think over it. When our ships went to the sea, how much food we required, the quality of the food. So it is a very big market. Number two, the requirement of the water, the proper potable water. I'm not talking about the, there is a huge potential for the manufacturing of spare parts. As of now, we are exporting almost 88% spare parts from abroad. I'm not taking any nation's name. It's a huge potential, and we could not say even assume the volume of the amount which only I'm talking about the spare part which we are recently purchasing. So it's a one more big opportunity. And as of now, food, we have different canteens across all over India. Now we are also helping to the lot of nations. I have mentioned that we are working with 172 nations. So we can arrange the platform also. But yes, the product should be niched, and the quality of the product should be very good. That is the basic criteria. And yes, for you, for you, there is no requirement of a channel. If the product is good, we can arrange a direct platform, even a direct sale, because we have some contract suo moto contracts. With that suo moto contract, you will get direct order without any competition. But the product should be good and it should be Indian, make in India best. So it is a very good platform for each and every startup, and we are ready to help in all aspects, like technology, whatever the support you want. So we can arrange any type of support. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Thank you. I have a follow-up question on that. Because Indian Armed Forces is Army, you mentioned Navy. So every type will have different type of requirement. Army also in Siachen, the Jawans in Siachen may need different type of nutritional requirements. The Jawan somewhere else might be requiring different nutritional requirements. So can our startups think in that direction that, okay, someone stay, at 5,000 meters, what is the requirement? Water also you mentioned is a key requirement. So if you can give some more ideas
Yes.
to our young people, startups
Yes,
here.
just imagine our one armed forces unit working on Siachen. The requirement of water, again, I am repeating my word. We are working at a Siachen and we required water. Just imagine. Ice available, 100%. But how to make water from ice? It is not only, yes, you can say, you can just burn it or give it some heat and the water will be ready. No. But from the safety point of view, we need some solutions. Okay, in details, I could not speak, but just we want a stove. It can burn, but could not make any smoke. Number one. And the water temperature should be 10 to 20 degree. It is a requirement. Yes, for food, yes, we required food which can easily preserve, which can easily say to cook easily, and with the particular nutrients. It is a major requirement. And say this is the requirement of Siachen. The requirement of Ladakh may be different. Requirement of Jaisalmer may be different. Requirement of South, requirement of Navy will be different. And yes, as of now, we are importing each and every food from abroad. And as we have initiated this, so it is a very big opportunity. I'm not talking about that it is a very small. It is a very big opportunity for each and every. Just come with the concept and we will give you the idea. Not idea. We will give you our problem statement. This is our problem statement or this is our requirement. You just come with your solutions. We have typical our mindset. So this chocolate is suitable for this or this food is suitable for this. But you guys are with the different ideas. So you can come with the different solution, different ideas. So accordingly, we will arrange a platform for you for the demonstration. And accordingly, if the product is this, you will get the order within maximum will be 2 or 3 days.
Great. Thank you, sir. I would request Dr. Prabodh to please join us. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Bharti ji, is your company working on any such products catering to the armed forces or maybe even age group, like what teenager needs versus what tweenies need versus what young adults need, is something your company working on those kind of age
Yes.
profile food?
Yeah, means straight answer is like protein powders are there. It's good that since just I will brief about myself. I was for 10 years in Novartis, internationally as well as in domestic. So and some other companies also, Indian companies. So that companies give us experience that what material is good, and although there are various whey proteins, whey isolates are there, but what is good for, this is our army. So for our army, what is good, we can definitely give some samples. And this is generally everybody knows about these protein powders. But for there is a one system of probiotic. Nowadays, you will listen that many probiotics are there. So what these probiotics are, these also depend upon age. For 15 years age, for 30 years age, 45 year, 50 year, or even 60 years. So different probiotic blends are there, and our company can present this type of blends for army person, and this will be help them for digestion. Means whenever they are in stress. So these are helping for the stress, as well as some Ayurvedic products are there, which are well with clinical trial proven. Um so Ayurvedic not giving instant, but these are the whey proteins, and probiotics are like immediately it can be useful. There are different sections in proteins also that we maybe discuss later on. But it's yes.
Thank you. Can I request Dr. Prabodh, who is the head regulatory at Marico Limited, to please join us on stage? Welcome, sir. And I'll ask you the next question. I know you wear a lot of hats, but since the topic is on business initiatives for food and nutraceuticals, we would like to know what are some of the initiatives that Marico. The other day I ate, I think, ragi chips or something. Millet chips. So some of the initiatives that Marico is doing.
Thank you, Nilesh. Thank you, Mahesh. Thank you, sir. So basically, the flavor of the year is a millet. Most of the companies are going for millet for two reasons. One is our Honorable Prime Minister have made the millet it's so popular that supply of the millet, the raw material is becoming, the good quality millet is not available. Most of the people will echo this. And then there are some PLI schemes, the product link incentive schemes, wherein if you use the millet up to 15%, you will get certain financial benefit in the taxation. So most of the companies are using that, and definitely to support the millet. So yes, Marico also has launched the lot of millet product, millet product we have launched. But very difficult part of the millet is acceptance of the taste. It is not so easy to accept the taste. In the food, entire this manufacturing today, we have seen the different products. Unless you match the taste, people will not buy your product. And first buying is possible, repeat buying is very, very difficult. Our ex-Marico manufacturing head, Mr. Sham sir is sitting, and he is also now the president of Hector Beverage. He will also accept nothing is possible unless the taste is matched. जैसे बॉलीवुड में फिल्म है, अगर एंटरटेनमेंट नहीं है तो फिल्म नहीं चलती है. एक्सपेरिमेंटिव बॉलीवुड इज नॉट पॉसिबल कमर्शियली. अवार्ड मिल जाएगा आपको, बट फिल्म सक्सेस नहीं होगी. सो ऑन द फूड पार्ट, नीलेश, व्हाट आई वुड से दैट इन द फूड कंपनीज it is very good to say health is required, wellness is required, but when it comes to the taste, it has to be the indulged based taste. Difference between medicine and just a nutraceutical or the with water, whatever you gulp, you don't chew it. It is okay to have no taste. But when without water, when you have to chew, then taste is important. So one of the reason of why nutraceutical in India, why the functional food in India is slow, or why Ayurveda segment is slow, because of the taste. And if we can, with the food technological intervention, if we can crack the taste part without compromising on the quality and efficacy of the product, I think then they are there. So this sector needs good attention of three people: formulator, nutrition people, and engineer, to make the product at the optimum price and also the higher yield. So much of important. Then only this sector will go.
Thank you. Since Yusuf Bhai and Dr. Prabodh, you both work a lot in the startup ecosystem, what are some of the advices you can give to the startups? And also, I had asked a similar question yesterday. How can a startup have sustainability? I'm not talking about the sustainability people talk. Just how can a startup sustain? And how he can survive for 5 years or 10 years? So if you can give some insights to some of the budding and entrepreneurs who are here.
First of all, I will advise the startup should not do each and every work of his factory or the product. Like, he will be a good manufacturer, but he may not be a good supplier or a marketing guy. That is the one major. Wherever I travel in India, I saw the company who's the actually technical guy. He's also doing the marketing. He's actually taking care of the finance. He's actually taking care of the supply chain management. And normally at that time, the major issue comes that It may harm the quality. It may harm the supply chain management. That is a major one concept which I have seen. And second, which I have, I will advise that first they should analyze the market requirement. That is a major concern. And if your product is totally new or new concept, you need a particular time for market to accept it, as the sir mentioned, that for any food, the taste is more important. Like for market, new product, no, I will not accept. This is the market concept. So you need some particular time. And yes, globally we have huge requirement of each and every product. Like I will mention that sun-dried product, just I think it is started in 2016 or 15-16 something. And initial market was very 600 crores. But I think now today's scenario, the market is around 40,000 or 50,000 crores. Just imagine, it is the only sun-dried product. Even we are not thinking to utilize them. Now we have thinking to utilize that same product in the armed forces. Now we need a particularly good vendor. And again, that is not a requirement of a particularly one vegetable. It can requirement of fruits also. You just imagine if we arrange a good quality coconut water, which can ready to use. So just imagine how much the market it has. Only in the armed forces. I'm not talking about the other civil market. There's a huge potential. And I have seen ads online that the coconut water, the cost is, can you imagine what is the cost of the coconut water for 1 liter? When we purchase coconut water on the street, it costs around 60 rupees, and we get almost 1 liter or 0.8 liter. 300 ml. Okay, 300 ml, okay. So the cost will be around 180 rupees or 200 rupees. 100 rupees a liter, just, okay. But the formulated coconut water or ready to use the coconut, the rate of that particular product is 2,000 rupees a liter. Can you imagine? But yes, there was some good technology, how to frozen it, how to make powder form of that particular material. But yes, there are some good companies, but they are using some harmful chemicals in that. If we reduce that harmful chemicals, yes, within the particular acceptable limit, yes, just imagine it's a huge market. Now we are just placing some of the coffee machines or the cold drink machines. Why could not we arrange a coconut machine there? Just imagine, think over the requirement of that. So a lot of different ideas are there. And again, what we are doing, that we are arranging our problem statements, our requirements to the industry, and we are asking that come with your particular solutions. So it's a huge potential. So I request all the startups to think separately, think differently. What is the requirement of the client? As we are not getting particular product, then only I am purchasing this. Thank you.
Definitely. I think as part of our chamber activities, we'll take a look at the problem statements that you have, the defense has, and we'll come up with the solution. Dr. Prabodh?
On the startup, Nilesh, I think we are given so many webinar and seminar on the startup. And today, who are the, now Mahesh is also sitting. Achha, Mahesh has gone there. So what is who are the people attending? So how many are the startup? Can you raise the hand? So whether it is a relevant? Oh, lot of startups. How are the third-party manufacturer? No third-party manufacturer. How many are from the brand? Okay. So as far as the startup, good number of startups are there. As sir has said, is very important. But startup, one should understand why you are in the startup. ये बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन है, but बहुत जरूरी क्वेश्चन है कि क्यों कर रहे हो? Are you pleasing someone, particularly your father, mother, or your fiance कि मैं startup कर रहा हूँ? Or you have a lot of money, or you got some funder. I think unless you solve someone's problem, it cannot be a startup. You need to be a problem solution for somebody's problem. It is very important, sir. What I have seen the failures of the startup, I am not coming from success of the startup. It is very wrong to copy the success. Let me tell you. What works for sir, what works for Nilesh may not work for me. Everybody's problem is different. So 2-3 things, Nilesh, I would request startup ecosystem to understand. First, do not look at the shark as the example of startup, because that is only 0.2% of the community who get the funding ready-made. वही लोग होते हैं जो आईआईटी में क्लास लगाने के बाद आईआईटी जाते हैं. हम लोग जैसे आईआईटी नहीं गए. So it is like attending the class and getting the admission of IIT. So startup में funding मिलना, only 0.5% people you get a funding. Others are strugglers. They will get the own funding or they will take the loan from the bank or government schemes. So you need to have a very strong problem statement and what you are doing for that. You need to have a passion for a startup, but you should know when to exit. I've seen you are so positive. 4 साल के बाद भी उसी में काम कर रहे हो, which is now not a problem at all or not a market need at all. You need to be little bit of practical and थोड़ा सा आपको reality check करना पड़ेगा whether this problem is still persistent or not. For example, fruits, vegetable during COVID time we have purchased online and lot of people have came into that business. But now that business is not relevant unless you have a backend, proper backend. Trader, lot of people came with the support of the some kind of backend and then connected and used the opportunity in the COVID time. Today that will not work unless you have your own backend. Startup to me is riding on the wave. You need to find out wave start हुआ है, end होने के पहले that delta में आप play करो. Startup. You are not the trend setter. If you want to be trend setter, you are not a startup. You require a deep pocket. Just to give example, Maggie or Kellogg's, when they came, consistently 12 years they were losing money. Consistently. Startup can't do that. आपके जो फंडर भी है या सेल्फ फंडिंग 2 years you will continue for loss making, but after that your ecosystem will not allow you to continue with the loss making. So you have to go on the wave. Number 2 mistake which we do in the startup generally, which I have seen, you don't foresee or see the regulatory or environmental issues which can come. For example, I came to know about one Bangalore startup, fantastic, but they have added some iron and some vitamins which is going beyond 1 RDA, and they got a funding for that product which is UK based company. They not realize the local regulation that above 1 RDA it become a medicine, it is not a food. Now who will explain them? Their whole product become a question, and if they are not meeting the standard, the funding agency will say you cannot supply to the school. So please understand. The third mistake which we do, Sham, this is so, because I am a technical person, everybody is a technical here. प्रेजेंटेशन से स्टार्टअप नहीं चलता है. प्रेजेंटेशन से आपके इन्वेस्टर को आप अट्रैक्ट कर सकते हो. प्रेजेंटेशन से स्टार्टअप नहीं चलता. You have to respect the technical people of the respective technology. Could be engineer, could be food technology, could be chemical technology, could be pharmaceutical, could be whoever is the technology. You have to give the due share of the credit. I have many examples, Nilesh. They got a funding up to 5 CR, 10 CR, but when you ask how you are going to utilize, very good office, then some parties, and then recruiting some people in marketing and finance, which is 5x than the salary of technical person. See, I am not saying salary, you have a parity, but you cannot have 5x times to the finance guy and minus 5x time to our operation head. It is not good, because he will get demotivated, and the person who is doing the work is the operation guy, who is a production head, is a quality head, is a R&D head. There has to be parity, and if you are a startup, please keep this as an important aspect. Making a presentation and actually making a product, these are the two different things. The last thing, I was attending one conference on investor meet at Singapore for the India as a aspect, and they raised a very concern about Indian startup ecosystem, which is a concern. Concern is that during COVID time, lot of new startup came into India and lot of investor came from the Singapore, particularly that region. Now they are raising a concern, what are the promises made by the startup owners are not meeting. Basically, they didn't say, but I could sense it is a bluffing. And it is a problem for India as a brand. Indian smart MBAs or Indian smart entrepreneurs becoming a startup and giving some projection for investment and then second round, third round, and not meeting any of the promises. झूठ बोलना इन शॉर्ट, और वो टेक्निकल आदमी नहीं कर सकता, उसके लिए आपको यू हैव टू गेट ट्रेंड. बट दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट श्याम, आई थिंक एज अ स्टार्टअप एंड आई रिक्वेस्ट investor community ko you may give some wrong picture, but they will permanently block India as a investing opportunity. So we need to be little sensible on promises which we make, the numbers which we'll make, it is possible or not possible. For them it could be a small amount, but trust is important. So these are the few things as a startup we need to be sensitive about.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I think since we are running out of time, we'll open it up for the audience to ask questions. So maybe one or two questions. You can introduce yourself and ask the question. If it is directed to someone, you could do that. But please keep it short.
Thanks, Shyam, for introducing me. So me and Shyam are college colleagues. Anyway, I had a question for yourself, sir. We manufacture diet and diabetic friendly rice. And we are based out of Hyderabad. We grow the rice in Telangana. And we supply all across India. Product is great. We never tried or even thought about introducing it in defenses. So we definitely have a product which diabetic people love it. We are partnered with companies like Amway, so they sell our product all across India. Then we are also talking with a few other companies like GSK. But defenses was not in our radar. So you talked about the innovative food products. So I would like to connect with you, sir, on that.
Definitely, sir. First of all, please join armed forces immediately.
Yeah.
And on behalf of SRO's Stroth, your product will be demonstrated on 17th May at Delhi. It is my commitment. So be ready with the product and your team to demonstrate. I don't think if my team is there, if any security reason, we may not allow you, but your product will be demonstrated at Delhi at our headquarters, and it's my commitment. So guys, be ready with the samples.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thanks, Shyam. Thanks for that. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, the panelists will be available after the session. So you can meet one-to-one also. So over to our hostess.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause for Nilesh and our panelists on stage? Come on, give it up for them, please. We have a small token of appreciation for Mahesh and Yusuf. So requesting Nilesh, if you can present it to Mahesh. Prabodh, if you can please present it to Yusuf. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for them, please. If you could all come ahead, we'll have a group photograph, please. We definitely want to capture this moment.